morning. Happy Thursday, April 30th. I'm here to talk about math with you guys, lesson 123. So I want you to get out your math book, open up to lesson 123. It's on page 464. Today we're going to be talking about writing mixed numbers as improper fractions. I'm going to do that for you guys today. I'm going to skip right over mental math today and get into this concept because my videos have been taking a long time to post. So probably because of the size of them and the length of them, so I'm going to shorten them down a little bit and hope that helps. Okay, so I'm going to skip right over the mental math part and go right into talking about how to write a mixed number as an improper fraction. Okay, so the reason we want to do this is if we are given mixed numbers and we have to multiply them or divide them. Typically, we would take an improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number because that's how we would have to write our answer. We can't write if we were doing addition or subtraction or even multiplication of regular fractions. If our answer turned out as a improper fraction, we would then turn that answer into a mixed number. This is reverse of that idea. So this is on the other side of it where you're given a mixed number and you need to multiply it or you need to divide it with a whole number or another mixed number or another fraction. Then we need to turn that mixed number into an improper fraction so we can do that. Okay? So that's why we're doing this today. You won't be asked to perform that kind of operation yet on a mixed number. You're just simply going to get some practice doing it. Okay, so when you look at your page, it says this picture here shows 1.5 shaded circles. Okay, so here's our circles. One whole circle shaded and another half of that circle is shaded. Okay, so when we were to look at these circles, we look at them as 1.5. Now, if I wanted to turn this into an improper fraction, I would just have to kind of think about this. Well, how many parts are these whole circles broken into? Well, they're broken into halves, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. They're broken into halves. Well, of those halves, how many of them are shaded? 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves. Okay? So when I think about it, that would be what my improper fraction looks like for this particular these shapes. But a lot of times you're not going to be able to draw out a picture to understand what the mixed number would look like as an improper fraction. So here's the trick. If I want to turn 1 1/2 into its equal improper fraction of 3 halves, and I don't want to draw the picture, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the denominator and I'm going to say, well, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3 halves. Okay, I'll show you on the next example. We're going to convert this mixed number into another improper fraction, so it gives us the mixed number of 2 1/4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take circles, just like your book did, and I'm going to break it into fourths. Okay, and I know that 2 holes that are broken into fourths are filled in, and another little fourth is. Okay, and I know that as a mixed number, this looks like 2 1/4. As an improper fraction, I have to count all the fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 1/4 is also equal to 9 1/4. Okay? This is the improper fraction version of this. This is the mixed number version of this. Okay? But like I said, every time you get a mixed number and you need to turn it into an improper fraction because you're either going to multiply or divide by it, then we need to come up with a different system for figuring out what that improper fraction is. We can't draw out a picture every time. So here it is again. Take this denominator And I'm going to go 4 times 2. That's 8. Plus 1 more, that's 9. 9/4. Okay? Let's try it again with 2.5. So we have 2 circles, 3 circles. We break them into halves. Two whole circles are filled in because we have 2 whole. Another half is filled in. How many halves are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 halves. That's the equivalent in proper fraction. Or I could go 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. 5 halves. Okay. That's one way to do it. And let me turn the page. Okay. So, again, let me make sure I'm doing the right thing on the page. It says you want to change 2 1/3 into an improper fraction. So I'm down at the bottom of page 465 on example 2. Change 2 1/3 into an improper fraction. Okay. Again, I know that I'm going to have some whole circles. I'm going to break them into thirds because it's the fraction part of this mixed number is into thirds. Okay, and I know some of those circles are going to be broken in, are going to be fully filled in since it's 2 1/3. Okay, I'm going to fill in 2 of these whole circles. There you go, and I'm going to fill in 1/3 of it. Okay, so now with 2 1/3, this mixed number, the improper fraction, if I count all the thirds that are filled in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 thirds. Okay, or I can go 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, 7/3, 7 thirds. Okay, there's the trick. This is what it means. If you're thinking about it conceptually, this is what it really means. This is a way to figure it out quickly in your head. Multiply the denominator by the whole number, add the numerator, leave this 7 thirds. Okay, that's how you're to do that. Okay, you are doing practice problems today, and you're doing practice A through G. Looks to me as if you are writing the improper fraction and the mixed number for A, B, and C, looking at those pictures. And then for D through G, you're changing the mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, I'm going to show you D really quick. So look at D. We have 4.5. Okay, this time I'm not going to, this is D, practice problem D, page 466. This time I'm not going to draw a picture. I'm just going to do that trick I showed you. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Leave this denominator 9 halves. Okay, that's how I would change that mixed number into an improper fraction. Multiply the denominator by the whole number, add the numerator, get your new number, put it over the denominator that already exists, and there you go. Okay, that's how you do math today. All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you really quick now about grammar. We're on page, so you're going to get out your grammar book. You're going to look at page 284 and 285. Okay, yesterday you were working with apostrophes and showing possession, okay, and showing ownership when something's singular or plural. Today you are going to show ownership again, and again with singular and plural, depending on how a word is spelled. If it ends in a consonant, okay, like in cowgirl, okay, it ends with an L, you would simply just put an apostrophe S, okay, the cowgirl shoes, okay. If we were talking about mini cowgirls, remember that apostrophe is going to go after that S, so here's the singular version and the plural version. Okay? Just like right here, if we were talking about a lot of trailers, not just one, but like mini trailers, hitches, that apostrophe goes after the S in the plural. Just like if we were talking about things being owned by mini boys, that apostrophe is going to go after the S. Okay? However, if a word is plural and it doesn't put an S on the end to make it plural, it changes its word form, like geese. Okay? We go from goose to geese, and there's many geese. If that word form changes, then you continue with the apostrophe before the S. It's only if a plural word ends in S that you put the apostrophe following it. Okay? Just as if we were speaking about something that belonged to many women, you would do an apostrophe S. So that is apostrophe work. Colon. You can see here on page 285, you use a colon, rule 1, in between minutes and hours, in between larger units to smaller units, like in a chapter to a verse in a Bible, or in a unit to a chapter in a textbook. If we're dividing things out in topics of writing, like I do when I email your assignments on email, I say writing, put a semicolon, put a colon, and then put the assignments underneath of it. You can do it after a greeting in only a business letter, not a friendly letter. And then finally, after a heading of a list. And that would apply more to the emails that I send. Here's a list of things you're going to do today for math. And then I put a colon and then list everything. Okay? So you'll be practicing rules 1 through 5. And you'll have to give an example on page 285 for that. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you today at 1 for our Zoom. Thank you.